Feeling the underdog here this afternoon.
Well, you're only picking the underdog because I'm going for North Geelong, that's all. And you're one up, so I've got to get back here. You're one up.
Well, they're the reigning premiers.
They are the reigning premiers, and they've probably got their strongest side in for the season, nearly. So there is one change. Christian McFarlane is out of the side. He unfortunately can't play today because of work commitments, and he's been replaced in the selected side by Rod Peacock, who we believe may be wearing number 44. It hasn't been decided yet. We'll get that information to you, though, before they start the match. He's from Hawkesbury, so he's a new player and is supposed to be a fairly good player from what I hear. So we'll look for him this afternoon in the call and in the match. Now, Ronnie, we have a special guest with us this afternoon.
Certainly. Well, speaking of success, this gentleman is a good friend of mine, actually, and has had VFA experience with Waverley and Sunshine a few moons ago. And it's a good afternoon to Steve Sampson.
Good afternoon, Ronnie. How are you?
Yeah, terrific, mate. We've turned it on for you down here at Osborne Park, the home of the fabulous Magpies. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and look at the Sharon out there in the middle. Well, it is cherry ripe.
Being a Collingwood supporter, mate, it's wonderful to be sitting here watching the famous black and white.
I thought we'd got away from Collingwood supporters when we got rid of Dick Philpott.
I'll be watching them all day today and all tonight. 2 victories on the trot.
Well, I just want to know from Steve, how hard is it to be a friend of Ron? It must be extremely hard.
You've got to have a very, very broad sense of humour. And a strong hold on life, otherwise you don't survive.
I know. I've been doing this for too bloody long too, I tell you.
That's great to be here.
Well, on you, Steve. Hope you enjoy the afternoon on guest video.
Now, the Magpies are a few new players that we haven't seen, Ron. In fact, I think this is the first time this season you've seen the Magpies.
It is. So I've copped a little bit of a shellacking as I went over and got some refreshments there from my old mate Rotten Ronnie there.
Got the green can of Coke again, I see.
Yes.
Turning it on for you.
Most important. Had a very hard day this morning down at Sunny Bowen. Hence, of course, at the APCO Easy Shop. Proudly sponsoring, of course, guest video GDFL football again in 97.
Now, as we said, the Magpies are in the top 5, and Thomson looking to get back into the top 5. And I don't think they've actually. I think they may have been there for the first couple of weeks, but then have struggled a little bit with injuries and form. But a big win last week against East Belmont. They come against the Magpies, who had a big win against Bellpost Hill last week, so they're fired up. And both sides close to full strength, as we said. A couple of new players in the North Geelong side that I actually haven't seen play either is Christian Owens, who will be wearing number 41, we believe. And there's also another guy who I think we actually gave votes to the last time we were here at North Geelong, Robert Hannison, number 43, who'll be playing at centre half forward. A couple of interesting players who we'll be watching closely this afternoon.
Yeah, a product, Robert Hannison, a product from under 18. So they've got a bit of ability out here at this fabulous Magpie country. And I look forward to just seeing how well these new kids fit into the side. Had some success, as you mentioned, Jace, 4 and 3. Thomson 3-4, bit of a premiership hangover, but they were subject to a number of injuries. Great to see the coach, ex-Essendon reserve player, Alan Richardson, wearing the number 12 Guernsey, Steve. Keep an eye on him, because when he gets the ball, he kicks it a country mile down someone's throat. I reckon the underdog will get up here today.
Well, also a couple of interesting players back in the Thomson side. Number 5, Anthony Lamb, who was a star last year in the finals for the Tigers, has had a bit of a knee injury. He's back in the side, so that's good to see. And also back in the side is Ian Evans, who used to play at Thomson and went to Bannockburn and has had a couple of years off. He's back in the Thomson side and will probably be lining up in the ruck for the Tigers. So an old veteran, an old experienced player, Ian Evans, and replacing the suspended Christian Smith, as Ron said before, sitting on the sidelines this afternoon. So it'll be interesting to see how those two players go also.
Yeah, just about full strength Tigers. That's probably the reason why I'm going to go with them here this afternoon. Good to see Terry Nankervis in. I reckon there'll only be a kick in it. 1 point will be the difference, I'd suggest. That's how close it's going to be. I reckon we're in for a crackerjack game of country football this afternoon.
Well, I've actually set a kick in it as well, but our old mate at East Belmont must have been on the drugs this week.
Brian Coughlin's got to be on drugs. North Geelong by 83 points. He'd been down to the Cremorne, had he, prior to the selection.
Well, he actually did 5 or 6 rounds in a row. He actually sat down and did them for me, so I could put them in the record, and obviously didn't know what the form would be like, so he's just guessed.
Well, obviously, Stephen, our guest commentator here this afternoon, Steve Sampson, you're obviously going to go for North Geelong as well.
Yes, and I think a nice neat 24 points will do it.
Okay, Steve. Well, good luck.
Okay, start of the first quarter. It's round 8 of the Geelong District Football League match of the day. It's here at Osborne Park, and it's North Geelong, the home side, against Thomson. It's going to be Evans, and he's going to be up against James Naylor. Naylor gets it down through the middle. Marnie couldn't take it with him. Richardson gets the first clear kick towards centre half forward. Menzies doubling back, gets a kick off the ground. One out, Cowan pushes his man off the ball. Plugger. All he has to do is if it sits for him, he has to get the foot onto the boot, the ball onto the boot, and he did it the first occasion. But he made an absolute mess of that and one behind.
Not a good start, was it?
So 1 point to Thomson.
I shouldn't be laughing. I could cry.
And Mark Cowan, who pushed his opponent off the ball. That was Kane Harrington, who's going to kick in. He goes wide, looking for Naylor. Oh, he's going to have a bit of a task to keep it in. He does now. Slaps it back okay. Stewie Marnie. Handball to the standing still Key. Gets it onto Naylor. Playing in the ruck today with the absence of Ray Robertson. Goes wide towards the boundary line. Shane Burns has to double back. Can't do so in time to keep the ball in. And it's going to be a boundary throw in just on the attacking side of wing for the Tigers.
Big loss too. Ray Robertson, I've been told, has been keeping North Geelong in it. And that was quoted by the barman, of course, in my old mate Rotten Ronnie.
Well, it's on the wing now. Members side. Burns gets it. Cummings there also. Working hard 1 against 3. Gardner in there. And also the youngster Bradley. Umpire Tim Wakeling, who's doing the central umpiring duties this afternoon.
Talking of umpires, yes, good afternoon to them. And welcome to Mark Nolan and Timmy Wakeling in the middle. Alicia Habib and Travis Zimmer on the boundary. Felix Schultz and Robbie Perrins in the goals.
Evans gets a tap down. Jamie Marnie getting back there. Can't pick it up. Gardner right on his hammer. And it's out of bounds on the full, umpire Habib said. So it's going to be a free kick and to be taken by Jamie Marnie on the defensive side of the wing for the Magpies.
3 minutes gone to the first quarter. LBW Chartered Accountants. They'll take the stress and worry out of your life. Commonwealth Bank Building, level 4 in the city.
And be ready up there, Andy, because Ron will be bringing his tax bill in soon. Goes up long, good mark too. Sid Jones gives it off quickly to Marnie, puts him under pressure. Jones has got to go back and help out now. Up against him, Christian Highland keeps it in front of him. The assistant coach for the Tigers, short little kick, nothing to kick to. So just dribbles it over the boundary line. And it's going to be another boundary throw, and good to see that umpire Habib, the boundary umpire, is actually in the AFL training development squad, so that's good to see.
Good, yeah, she's a fine tribute to the girls, she is, this one.
Evans gets it down to the front to Highland, wrapped up. Nankervis gets one high, no free kick, handball back, smothered. Cummings and Burns working hard, kept it in. Nankervis now coming at him, Marnie, or it could be a free kick for a push. Yes, it is. Against Burns, and Terry Nankervis will take it on centre wing in front of the commentary box.
Okay, now Terry Nankervis, a veteran of many games for the Tigers. A lovely drop putt up to half foot. Tap on, beautiful footy, young fella Edwards. But swooping in at the back of the pack goes Marnie. Goes to the centre of the ground. Oh, the rubber man! Etchison takes the grab, goes to centre, forward! Oh, umpire, what's he going to do? Swallow it! Coward's taking a screamer. Umpire said play on, and now the boys are at it hard. Loose ball out wide. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can. That was Shane Withers. Shoots a goal. The left foot step looks all right from here. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall and popped it right through.
Good to see you're in fine form again today, Ron. Fantastic.
Great goal.
Good play.
And the Tigers are back in town.
They look a bit pumped, the Tigers.
They
look
do.
A bit pumped.
They do, and Cowan giving the handball off. He's been instrumental in the first forward forays for the Tigers, so they've kicked clear. 1-1-7. Thomson, North Geelong yet to score on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard. 4 minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. And Rick Humphrey, the goal kicker there, who's been in pretty good form.
It's a beautiful thing.
This season already for the Tigers. So back to the centre, which is a little bit muddy on top. Umpire Wakeling to put it down. He does so. Evans gets his left hand to it. Rove by his opposite number, Naylor. Sticks in the mud. Handball wide of Marnie. Richardson getting back there. Highland. Oh, he's wrapped up. That could be holding the ball. He trips over. Marnie works hard again. In there also Walsh. Comes to Naylor at centre half forward. Kicks around his body. Play on the call. Hennison. Big thump away. Runs towards Burke. He can't take it with him. Pack develops at centre half forward. And umpire Wakeling will come in and bounce the ball.
Gee, I must say, it's the worst I've seen the centre of pitch area here of Osborne Park for a long time, which is very boggy, Jace.
It is, yep. It's the rest of the ground is a little bit, slippery on top, but very muddy in the middle here at Osborne Park, which is unfamiliar territory for the Magpies. We'll see how they go. It comes out the back. Hutchinson now. He leads in the race for the ball. Getting back there also was Skoko. Still on hands and knees was Hutchinson, and it's going to be another ball up. Jamie Hutchinson wearing number 4 this afternoon. Good to see they keep changing the numbers on us, Ron.
That's good, isn't it?
Yes, fantastic. Ball up in the forward pocket. Jones can't take it with him. Graham's there also. It's going to be a trip, and it's going to go to Thomson in the last line defence. And looks like it might be Burke to take it. It is. He goes towards half back looking for Gardner. He says, here's a call from Humphrey to leave it. And Rick Humphrey goes towards centre half forward. Hennison goes along with the right boot. One out. Skoko gets a hand to it. Roved off the pack by Wallace. He goes to the safety of the boundary line at half back. Good clearing kick. And in front of the scoreboard here, it's going to be a boundary throw in.
Top footy under pressure there, Jimmy Wallace, and cleared the ball nicely, Steve, and in Collingwood fashion.
Yes, but the Tigers' defence is holding up, and I think the right-hand side is the scoring end, so it could be very difficult to kick goals up that end.
Okay, time will tell us. There's been a whistle on play, a ruck infringement, and it's going to go the way of a very impressive debut for mine, James Naylor. Haven't seen the kid play. He's about his 5th touch in the first 8 minutes of footy.
He goes long towards Skoko. Coming off the back of the pack and roving was Jones. Gave it to Burns onto his right boot. Turns around as he screwed it back. Oh, he's just hit the post.
Hit the woodwork.
So Burns one behind, and the first score for the Magpies. They're one behind. They trailed Thomson, who are 1-1-7 on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard. And the coach of the side, Alan Richardson, will be doing the kicking in, playing in midfield this afternoon, but will be doing the kicking in. And he's just taking his time. He's going to go long, up the middle. Good kick too. Atchison getting back there, centre half back. Naylor coming over. Good contest. And Rove very well. Got one high as well. Should take a free kick.
Good call. Oh. He put his head down. Should have been ripped off. Good decision up by Wakeling. And the Tigers now clear the ball at half back. A lovely drop punt, but I'll get in front. Bagger, will you please get in front? Nice mark, Malcolm Key. Steadies the tide for the fabulous Magpies. Goes out wide. And Jimmy Cummings takes the footy centre wing.
And 50. And 50 as well. So James Cumming will take the footy now down at half forward. And Stein straight off the ground for that indiscretion. Anthony Lamb coming on. And coming from half back. Nobody on the mark, so he plays on now. Gets an extra 5 or 6 metres. Goes long to the teeth of goal. Up there. Oh, Jones. Good mark. And Sydney has taken a great mark. Not starting in midfield today.
A bit like poetry in motion, isn't it? But this is the strength of North Geelong. Fancy being able to leave Sid Jones on a half-forward flank, mate. He's the best on-baller in the competition.
Did you notice only the two North Geelong blokes flew for that mark too?
Jones walks in and kicks it straight through the middle for the Magpies' first goal. So that indiscretion on the wing position by Stein has hurt the Tigers. North Geelong tied up 1-1-7 apiece on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard, and we've been going 7.5 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Yeah, interesting, Stephen. As you said, I mean, really, conditions aren't too bad.
Beautiful.
There's no breeze, so really, there's no real advantage either end. But the way North have bounced back there, good disciplined play, undisciplined football, Jason Stein, in the sin bin, and so he should be.
Well, that's right. You can't afford to give 50 metres away, especially when you're going to play in a very tight game for the day.
Umpire Noling waiting for a replacement footy because, as always here, if it goes into the SEC, that's it. We don't see it again.
They must have a nice collection over there.
They would be able to sell a lot of new Sharons, I would think, over the back there. The northern end of Osborne Park here. Back to the centre now with the replacement footy. Naylor and Evans. Paul bounce. Goes up Cummings in the end. Gets his kick away towards half forward. Bradley taps it away from Welsh. Jones roves. Turns around. Good play. Handball to Cummings coming from the middle. Left foot kick around the corner. Can't take the mark at the back there. But play on the call. Lamb. He got it. And goes with his left boot wide towards Rick Humphrey in the boundary line. Does it stay in? No, it doesn't. And
that
Rod
40,
Peacock.
Number 40, I'd reckon, is
yes.
Rod Peacock, who dropped the soda. Could have been a very costly rocket. But fortunately for him, they've cleared the ball out of the pocket. And it's half forward now, Jace. And the ball is back with North Geelong. Didn't quite pick up there what happened.
Rory Nichols got it.
One of the young and up-and-coming stars of these fabulous Magpies. Lovely kick too, Jace.
He goes long towards Skoko. Two up against him, Peacock and also Evans. And it's rushed through for one behind to the Magpies.
I suppose the conditions are pretty good, Steve, but I reckon that was just about a grab. Umpires being very hard on the overheads at the
Very
minute.
tough, but I'd say the North Geelong team look a bit stronger in the air to me and a bit quicker out of the centre as well.
Kicking by Richardson.
At the moment.
Finds Nan Curvis. on the grandstand side, half-back flank, handball to Timmy Gardner, who has to sit and wait for the footy, runs away from Hutchinson, goes long to the wing, and one out there, Vanderberg gets a hand to it, Withers, with a short haircut, Atchison, got it in front of him, then he's over, gets one high, could have been a free kick, none forthcoming, Vanderberg threw it out to Naylor, he's got Key in support, he elects to go himself though, runs across half-back, goes into Burns plays on now, little left foot kick into the middle, can't stand up there, Hannison in the middle against the mud, Burke coming at him, he looked good, intelligent kick to Jones, who stands there at centre half forward, handball over the top, okay to Rory Nicol, he can turn around and kick the goal, poor kick, out of bounce on the full.
Gee.
Could have done a little bit better with that.
Wasn't that a great recovery there from Robbie Hanhusen there? Lost his footing, but got the composure back and had the intelligence to kick it over to Sydney Jones at half forward, off the carpet.
Number 11, Naylor, is it?
Yep.
Doing
Having
well.
a good quarter.
Certainly is.
Free kick found. In fact, the mark's paid. Nan Curvis at half back on the outer side for the Tigers. Just puts it up to Humphrey, coming at him at pace Simpson, but he rides the bump, takes a mark, wants to play on quickly. He's got Gardner and Edwards at half forward. He goes towards both of them, but chopping it off, Malcolm Key. Looks a little bit quick for Bagger Edwards across half back. He takes a bounce, runs into the middle, goes with a left boot towards half forward. Jones, Atchison getting back there in support for Thomson. Handball out to Burke. Quick kick around the corner towards Menzies coming out from half forward for Thomson. He gathers it, but kick partly smothered by McDermott. Goes to Cowan now. Not a good bounce. Harrington getting back there, and Edwards. Edwards uses his body. Kick off the ground, does he? Yes, he does.
Oh, bad luck, Bagger. Bit of Juventus work there. Fancy footwork, but the big fella couldn't find the big sticks and is offline.
So Edwards have to use his bulk there because he's not the quickest man across the ground. He makes Ronnie Rain look quick sometimes. Thompson 1-2-8. And North Geelong 1-2-8 also. Goes out towards Marnie and Withers. 2 against Marnie there. Nan Curvis is the other one. Good work. Marnie's done very well. Got it to Naylor. Naylor now. Can he get around? Yes, he does. He gets around Richardson. Handball to Marnie, who wasn't even looking for it. Now he's got it. Bit of time too. Little left foot kick to Walsh, who, that is green hair, I think. Goes towards Malcolm Key.
He's not well.
And I thought I was seeing things there.
You wouldn't believe it, would you?
It's the match in with the grass.
That's how what it is. So he doesn't get a high tackle. Goes up Edwards and Naylor. Naylor gets to it again first. Goes towards Key, and in tight is Vanderberg. Withers with a left foot kick around the corner. Menzies on the wrong side, leading the race for the ball, McDermott. Now Menzies, he's in the box seat now, but can't take it with him. McDermott doubles back, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in about 20 metres around from the Thomson goal.
Yeah, time clock ticking away in this first quarter, and Tigers started off reasonably well. Need to get one here. Ball right half forward. Bagger at the back of the pack. Got it tapped down towards the direction there of Withers. But the Pies defending well. Clears the footy now. The Pies up there looking for Jones. Good footy. I think that might have been the young bloke from Thomson, North Geelong there, trying to pick him up. It was Burns, I think. Now Sydney Jones goes up there to centre wing. And good call from young Habib, the boundary umpire. Kick. Actually, that was against Thomson.
It's the other way around.
After a bit of a communication breakdown there, Thomson nearly got away with it, but it came off the leg actually of Aaron Bradley, the Thomson halfback flanker. And blind Freddie could see that.
Oh, Nichols going to put Cummings under pressure. Highland coming at him in support. Lamb taps it back to Highland. Quick handball, good to Backwell. He gets tackled as he gets his kick away. Key, handball to Welsh, puts him under pressure. Bradley running across half back. Just settles it down now. The youngster goes with his left boot towards half forward. Harrington and Menzies. Menzies now leads, just keeps it in front of him. Soccer style off the ground. Coming at it, McDermott. Got a bit of time now and can handball. He does so. Gets it away. Harrington. Measures the pass, poor kick though. Humphrey takes the mark uncontested on the wing on the outer side for Thomson.
Humphrey B. Bear now, get the ball moving quickly for mine. Looks down the corridor, it's a nice drop punt. Looks there for Cowans. Leap, can't get a handle on the footy. Back of the pack though, that looks like Marnie. Oh, spins around nicely. Hand pass to no one in particular. Puts Simpson under a bit of pressure, but good enough to kick the ball off the carpet. Quick hands, that was good footy as well. Think you'll find that was Stuart Marnie. Now, Jones and Cummings involved. Jones, a little chip over the top. Oh, nice finger tipper. Stewie Marnie, very agile for a left footer, and his lovely pass into the corridor was good. But no one can take control of the footy. Mark Burns is there. He lost it. Good support to Hanhusen. Good left foot chip. Good lead. Good footy from the fabulous Magpies. And an opportunity here for the spearhead of the Pies in Ange Skoko.
The work of the midfield there, Jones, Marnie and also James Cumming. Worked right down from half back to inside the 50 and then ended up with Ange Skoko, who was injured the last time we were out here when they played Eastern Suburbs. And he goes for goal. It's going to be pretty close. I think he may have just missed. He has, and one behind.
A real jack in the box, Steve.
They're backing up well.
Yes, they are. They're handball and they're running
Creative
at the minute.
too. Trying to create play.
Is terrific.
So they take the lead again, North Geelong, 1-3-9. They lead Thomson by that behind, 1-2-8. And Alan Richardson will do the kicking in again.
And, proactive for our cameraman here and technical producer, Brett Revere. Who's going to win the game? Good boy, stuck with the strength.
Only because he's got money on it, probably. Goes towards Stein from the kick in from Richardson. He goes wide to Highland. Good tap over towards Bradley. Now, but he can't take it with him. Walsh gets wrapped up by Bradley and held on to it just a little bit longer there.
Monster couldn't control it.
What's happening? What's that?
Adam Walsh, come on down. It's got to be a bet.
That's
Looking for the
fantastic. Thrown in, Naylor and Evans. Naylor gets it. Gardner Roves showed the footy, then ran away as he always does. On the wing now, goes long on high towards centre half forward. McDermott getting across with Menzies. It bounces in front of them. Free kick found. Played for it and got it there, Joe McDermott. And good experience play on half back. Wants somebody in short, and it's Naylor, and he's got him, has he? Free kick found, I think. To Burns, was it? No, he can't play on now. It's got to come back, and it does go to Burns. That's Shane, the axe, at half back. Switches play to the outer side. Harrington running off Cowan, obviously a bit of a plan today, and he's got it. Inside the centre square, goes short towards Walsh. It's okay. Takes the mark in front of Bradley. On the outer side, half-forward flank.
Pies looking okay. Walsh, clever. Little green-headed monster. Drop punt. Looks go. Punches the ball away. Good forward play, really, because it's created an opportunity for the smaller brigade, and it looks like the high tackle was placed on that young Nickel. Rory Nickel, an opportunity now. He's probably 45 out, Jace. 45-degree angle. Now, this will test the youngster.
He's been playing very well in the reserves, got a couple of games in the seniors, and is trying to cement his spot. He goes to the right boot, and it's a very good kick. A very good kick off the boot.
Wash my mouth out.
No mistake from Rory Nickel. That's his first goal, and North Geelong second. They go to 2-3-15 now. Thomson 1-2-8 on the LBW Charlie Accountants first quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 17 and a half minutes in this first quarter on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
A lot of loose magpies around the centre of the ground that time.
The ploy with the Harrington to the full-back, running off the slower Cowan, creating that opportunity there for the forwards. Good footy there from the youngster.
Yes, good play, and obviously a tactic employed by Arthur Hodgson this afternoon, the North Geelong coach.
Good afternoon, Tazzy, my old mate. Doesn't miss a trick, the old Taz.
Back in the centre, Naylor rides the ruck contest, gets it down to Walsh, handball, chopped off by Nan Curvis. Bit of time now at the back of the centre square. His kick, though, is a shocker, and it comes out towards Marnie, who leads in the race of the ball. Then Vanderberg with him in support. Highland works very hard, one out for Thomson. Does very well to bottle it up. And a little bit slow there, the Thomson support to come across. And Highland had to do it himself. So he gives the ball back to umpire Wakeling.
Mrs. Richardson, good afternoon. Too looking delightful as usual. Thank you very much.
And good to see Ron keeping it in the family with all the women. Good to see.
Most important, you keep in touch.
I'll be telling Gale. Out towards Edwards. Steve can tell it tonight, actually. Comes out towards Simpson now. In the centre square, goes long towards Skoko. Peacock getting back there. Gets a hand to it, Skoko. Who's the Rovers? One of them's Burns. He's in there working hard, but he can't take it away from the pack. And it's going to be
Bradley. I think you'll find Jason at the base of the pack there, defending very well for the Tigers. It was not going to give that footy up for anybody.
working hard. Skoko to do the ruck work against Edwards. They both get a hand to it. Goes towards, out of the pack was Nickel. Tried to go back onto his right foot and only as far as Aaron Bradley. And takes a saving mark for the Tigers. Goes short to Nan Curvis. Nan Curvis now just on the half-back flank. Goes high and wide towards Backwell on the wing. Big thump away. Free kick found for a push first though. It was from Backwell and Burns is going to take it on the centre wing on the outer side.
A very stressed Tassie Hodgson on boundary line here. Just push the runner away. So get out and tell that boy to do as he's told. I'm not sure who it is, but we'll just watch the runner, and I'm very interested. It could be the Axe, I think. Oh, I love it.
Kicks come to Cummings at half forward for North Geelong. And a pretty congested forward line for the Magpies at the moment. So he sets it up towards Marnie. Over the back, Richardson. Good mark. And good hands.
Big barrel. I'm going to say a big barrel.
Well, he might do one from full back today if he keeps kicking out. Well, no, he must have
the 70-metre barrel. It's a beauty. Up there looking for Menzies. Oh, held off the 40 umpire. Blind Freddy can pick it up. They've obviously backed North Geelong, these umpires. As we see now, the ball goes up to half forward. And I think you'll find the mark has been paid. Yes, it has. Stewie Marnie does nicely again for the fabulous Magpies. And what are your thoughts there, Stephen?
Well, I think the umpire had the infringement hidden from him, so we saw it head on. Umpire couldn't see it. Ronnie.
Extremely diplomatic there, Steve. Good to see. Handball over. At least you're not like Ronnie, who I don't know how you have any umpires friends anymore. I really don't know. Mark Nolan was looking for you this afternoon. Don't know why.
Ronnie hasn't got any friends.
You just bagged him. Goes from Burns at centre half forward, long into the forward line. Jones in front. And Walsh roving. Jones there also. Pack develops again about 35 metres out from the North Geelong goal.
Well, just to back up my support, the arm went out. He pleaded to the umpire. Look, I've been hell without it. What happened up here 5 minutes ago with Joe McDermott?
Short memories.
He squealed and got it.
Short memories. That's all. Short memories from the umpires.
They're closer than us, Ronnie.
That's right. Ball up. Edwards gets it down. Nankervis and Burns. Bradley roves. He gets wrapped up. In there working hard again, Nankervis. And also Neil Graham for North Geelong. It's going to be another ball up.
As Ronald Dale says, you can only pay what you can see.
That's right. North Geelong 2-3. Lead Thomson at 1-2. In the middle stage of this first term, GDFL match of the day. Edwards gets it down. Rove by Mark Burns though. Bradley right on his hammer. And sees the ball over the boundary line about 35 metres around from the North Geelong goal.
But who would suspect we're just about into the first day of winter? This is just sensational,
Lovely,
isn't it?
lovely.
Beautiful afternoon.
Touch wood, of course. Touch wood.
We know what the black armbands are for with the Pies?
No, I'm not sure.
No, have to find out there.
They might be commemorating Dick Philpott's 47th birthday, maybe.
Which was yesterday. Fantastic. Another ball up again in the forward line for North Geelong. Hannison pushed off the footy. Jones is there. Kick around the corner. Chopping it off, though, was Burke, who looks to have the job on Hutchinson this afternoon. And David Burke, who's been a very good defender. Wants to switch the play. One out, Richardson and Marnie. Richardson uses that bulk of his and gets away now. He wanted to kick off the ground. He does now. To the safety of the boundary line. He was lining it up like a penalty kick in an FA Cup final there for a while. And has a bit of a laugh with Stewie Marnie.
He's been in a pretty good paddock too, I'd say, Richo.
Well, he has been injured. He's had a groin injury. He's been in the same paddock you have, Ronnie. He owned an Avco easy shot, does he? Comes towards Wolfenden. Little kick off the ground. Jamie Marnie right next to him. Vanderberg, Stewie Marnie to Jamie Marnie. So they work well there. Goes towards centre half forward in front Nankervis. In front of Jones. Free kick now for a high tackle. And it's going to go to Terry Nankervis. At half back on the members' side, goes towards Withers, stands his ground against the taller Naylor, but Naylor comes across and tackles him. Back walk, gives it to Edwards, into Timmy Gardner. Can he run away from Walsh? Yes, he can just. He puts it on the ground, then goes with a quick kick towards Cowan, coming out. McDermott, Harrington also in front. Good play by the youngster. Goes with the outside of the left boot towards the boundary line. Stewie Marnie won't be able to keep that in. And it's going to be a throw in at half forward for the Magpies.
Tigers really struggling across half forward, gentlemen. And I'd get the runner out there and tell Cowans to chase, for God's sake.
Harrington's gone away from him a couple of times this afternoon. Evans gets it down. Richardson in close quarters, handball to Timmy Gardner. Gets away from Jones. Then his kick is only short to Withers. Goes towards Jamie Marnie, ripped off the footy by Richardson. Quick kick by Timmy Gardner. Goes towards Cowan, 1 against 3, because Key's up there with Harrington, but he gets it, the big man. Plugger turns around on that left boot. Goes towards Menzies and also Joe McDermott. Menzies now off the ground. No, he picks it up. Handball back to nobody in particular. Key in the last line defence to relieve the pressure, and if it sits in, Shane Burns will be in, and he is. He's got it now. Can he get around? Yes, he can. He gets around Humphrey. Stewie Marnie still on the ground in front of us here. Burns goes wide towards Bradley and also Burns. Bradley in front now. Well, wants the safety of the boundary line and can't find it because he's got a free kick. And on the outer side half forward flank, Aaron Bradley will take the free kick.
Glenn Milne, a fine replacement.
Goes in short, but Jones has chopped it off for North Geelong on the half-back flank. He goes to Burns at half-back. He takes the mark. So Stewie Marnie off and Glenn Milne on. Out of side, half-back flank Burns. Centres the play towards Jamie Marnie. Good play too. Took the mark behind Richardson. Pleading for a free kick, but none forthcoming. Wide, there it is again. Harrington has run off Cowan. He kicks it towards Milne, just on the ground. He's got an absolute paddock to run into. He takes a bounce, backwall comes at him. He gets around him, shepherded well by Simpson. Milne now sets it up high, poor kick in the end. Was it? Hutchinson getting across Atchison for Thomson. Sees it over the boundary line, and he's also over the fence. He gets back over for a boundary throw in about 45 metres around from the North Geelong goal.
It's the criticism of Glenn Milne then. He probably held the ball a bit too long, didn't he? Because the leads were forthcoming from his teammates up the ground, and he had that bounce and put them all out of position.
Could have made a lot more out of that.
Certainly.
So many loose men around.
23 and a half minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. Handball out to Walsh, to Hutchinson. A couple of youngsters working hard. He gives it back to Walsh, but it's past him. Turn around, Skoko on the left boot. The only man back there is Terry Nankervis for Thomson to relieve the play. Goes to the other side. Humphrey has to make up a bit of ground. Burns against him. He taps it on. Good play too. Can he find the safety of the boundary line? He just can.
Good play.
Yeah, good play. Rick Humphrey. One out there with Shane Burns.
And the North Geelong runner, it looks like the old Stewie Hardiman.
There you go.
And I tell you what, Stewie, you earn your keep here this afternoon. Tassie's had him on the hop in this first term.
Free kick found from that ruck contest. It's going to be Hannison for North Geelong.
What a champion defender, though, was Stewie Hardiman for them for many, many years. I forget how many thousand games he played with them, but a big effort. Good to see him still involved.
And he's standing out there on the ground waiting for Hannison to kick. He goes back into centre half forward and Naylor. Handball is okay. Cummings runs at 40 and goes bang and has put it straight through the middle. Thank you very much. So James Cummings' first goal.
Number 11 again.
And James Naylor, that man again in the middle, who's taken over from Ray Robertson this afternoon in the ruck. And you'll be happy to know, Ron, he's in the interleague squad. And, well, on this performance, he may get a game.
James Naylor.
3-3-21 North Geelong. Thomson 1-2-8 on the LBW Charlie Accounts. First quarter scoreboard, 24 and a half minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Be your ruck rover too, James.
Would he really?
No, I don't want to tell you your business.
Oh, no, okay. But look, I listen to you, Ron. You reckon ruck rover?
Yeah.
You don't think you could fill centre half back?
Oh, yeah, you could probably play anywhere.
Play anywhere, good. That gives us something to work with then. So it's 13 points of difference on the LBW Charlie Accounts first quarter scoreboard. Well, he can play in the ruck too because he's tapped it beautifully to Jones. And Sydney on the ground gets it towards half forward, and Cummings works hard, the last goal kicker, gets it to Milne. Bit of time now at half forward, measures the pass beautifully to Naylor, who's got it at half forward, worked well, the ruckman down into the forward line.
Yeah, just drifted nicely. He's got good skills too, the big man. A lovely pass, and has hit a little green monster again. Young Walshy.
We're going to have to find out at quarter time what the deal is with that.
Actually, North are looking all right, aren't they?
Well, what the problem is, you basically haven't got a forward line or a half forward line down the other end for Thomson, and the ball's coming back too much.
It's with Neil Graham at the moment, who'll be kicking from about 50, and he kicks it well too. It's over the head there, is it? No, it's just been touched on the line by Peacock. So one behind to Neil Graham. And North Geelong go to 3-4-22. Thomson 1-2-8 on the LBW Charlie Accounts first quarter scoreboard. And the Tigers to kick it back in. Richardson has Wallace wide and also Withers, but he goes short to Burke. He takes the mark.
She went into the 30-minute mark, Jace, of this first quarter. Quite surprising with only 4 goals being scored.
Mark taken by Bradley there, but his handball smothered by Mark Burns. So it's going to be a boundary throw in at half forward for the Magpies. Naylor coming across to do the ruck work against Edwards. So Evans is at centre half forward now for Thomson. Edwards in the ruck against Naylor. Naylor gets it down. Withers roves. He's ripped off the footy. Cummings in there. Stands his ground against Bradley. Now he's on hands and knees. And he's bottled up. So a ball up at half forward. 3-4 plays 1-2. The Magpies, the home side, in front in this GDFL match of the day. Naylor and Edwards to do the ruck work once again. Bounce down is okay. Edwards gets it. Nankervis rides one bump, then wrapped up. That's holding the ball. Welsh Good tackle by the youngster.
Yeah, harassed him well, didn't he?
He did, and he'll take it now at half forward. A couple of short leads on. And he does go short, and it's okay. Finds Nickel at half forward. Henderson gave him a lead. He goes longer, though. Over the back is Atchison and also Peacock. And that is the siren for quarter time. And at quarter time, North Geelong 3-4-22. They lead Thomson 1-8. The goal kickers in that first term for the Magpies, Darryl Jones, Rory Nickel and James Cumming have goals. And at Thomson, their goal has been kicked by Rick Humphrey. So it's 14 points of difference at quarter time. And some better players for both sides in that first term.
Well, Stevie, I'm sure being a North Geelong and Collingwood man, you'd love to speak about the North Geelong players.
Yeah, well, certainly Naylor, number 11, I think he started the first half of the quarter up forward and then came into the centre, and he's been absolutely dominating. But quite frankly, Ronnie, what I've been watching is the centre bounce breaks, and except for the first break, which went Thomson's way, and they muffed up that first goal, which should have been a goal, the Magpies have just taken over in the centre. So therefore, what you've got is enormous pressure on the Thomson backline, and they don't seem to be too strong in the air, so they've been fumbling a bit, and there's a bit of pace for the Magpies with the short passing, and well, without a half-forward line, your attack's falling down. So it's all negative at the moment, but it's only 2 goals, 2 kicks in it. Long way to go yet.
Certainly. Other better players, James Cummings, Sydney Jones. And I'm going to give a mention to Kane Harrington at full-back. I thought, well, he's kept his opponent maybe to 2 touches for the term. He's cleared many occasions and set up a lot of forward movements for the Pies, and a pretty polished display at full-back.
And the Tigers, well, there's not too many there.
Well, Humphrey B. Bear has had a few touches, likewise the coach. A for effort Bagger Edwards. Aaron Bradley across half-backs had a few nice things, Terry Nankervis. But, yeah, a little bit hot and cold at the present time. Young Robbie Peacock, the last line of defence, saved a certain goal there with just getting a handle on the footy. But yeah, not a lot to crow about at the moment, the Thomson Tigers. They need to really regroup at quarter time, listen to what the coach has got to say, and be a little bit more desperate and hard at the footy for mine.
So North Geelong 3-4-22 lead Thomson 1-8 at quarter time. Back with all the second quarter action after this on Guest Video.